One of the things that can really make your doctor job application stand out is a well-formatted resume or CV. And this is where a CV builder, which you can use online, comes in really super handy. In this video, I'm going to review one of the CV builders that's available for you right now that you can get for a lifetime deal. Hi YouTube, I'm Dr. Anthony Llewellyn, I'm the Career Doctor. I make videos on YouTube to help you manage your medical career. I provide a bunch of different services as well as free resources, which you can check out on the blog site and on the channel. Links in the description below. So today we're looking at CV builders or resume builders. These are things that I use personally for my own job applications, but also to work with clients that I work with when they ask me to work on their CV. And there's a reason for that. They make the formatting and the design of a resume a lot easier and quicker than having to muck around in things like Microsoft Word, getting a graphic designer, which can be very expensive. I know some people that use things like Canva for it, but I really find that's very fiddly and hard to update. So these things actually streamline that process and help you come up with a fantastic looking resume, which is the whole point. So I wanted to let you know about one of these resume builders that's available right now for a lifetime price. So there's going to be some links in the description below to where you can get this deal. Those will be affiliate links, so if you do buy it, it'll cost you just the same as if you were to buy it yourself, but I get a little bit from that, which helps me to support the channel and keep things available for you. We're looking at Resumonk, which their remit is to create a beautiful and professional resume in minutes, and you can see they give some examples on their landing page here about the types of CVs and resumes you can build. And what I like here is that there's at least 2 versions without the photo, which, as you guys know, if you've watched many of my videos, I highly recommend against a photo on a medical job resume or CV. The other thing I like about these guys is they're upfront about their pricing. Often with some of them, like Visual CV, Zeddy, you've got to sign up and try it out for free, and then they tell you what the cost is to use the premium features, which are usually about being able to get the PDF version or in some sort of usable form. But here we've got pricing options, etc. But you can see that they've got a bunch of templates. You can look through here. So we've got photo ones. We might skip through here, but a lot of different sort of professional looking non-photo versions. And I'm sure if you're a doctor, you'll be able to find one here that suits your style. What I like about them is it's very clean. We see that we can change things like fonts and a few things that sort of improve on them if we need, but there's always a section here for things like your career summary and your contact details, and then the work experience, which always comes first, etc. So a bunch of different templates to choose from, and some reviews down here which you can read. One of the things you'll find with resume builders and CVs, you won't find too many doctor reviews. One thing that is a little bit tricky is getting the right resume template for a particularly medical CV, but I think you'll find Resumonk fits the bill. So Resumonk has been around for 8 years now, so they're one of the more established resume builders on the market. Like most of them, they also offer you the chance to do a cover letter, which you can keep within the theme of your resume, which is nice. And like, again, many of the resume builders out there, you can also get a link to share your resume as well. So let's just have a look at their pricing at the moment, which I think is interesting in itself. So for free, you can just use it with 5 free templates. You can import your full LinkedIn profile, which helps a little bit, but I find, well, with most of these CV builders, with the resume import functionality, it only gets the job about 25% done. There's a lot of work still to do. There's no option to pull in just a CV that you have before, but you can pretty much copy and paste pretty easily. And you can download it as a PDF. You'll see if you pay for the premium version, you get a Word doc version, but they're very upfront, as I am with these resume builders, that often the Word download that you get, it only works to a certain point, and it will break if you sort of change the content around too much because of the formatting. It's just the way online builders work in terms of translating back to a Word version. It's just they don't speak to each other, and that's why you get those issues. And so you may find that you're going back to using a resume builder after a while, even if you've got a Word version of your resume, because the formatting's gone off. But here's the interesting thing. From a pricing perspective, $29, and that's US. That's one of the cheapest prices I've seen for an annual license for a resume builder, and it's it does the job. It's quite a good resume builder, but you can upgrade to this forever plan lifetime. But for $99 US, but it's even better. And let me just show you how you can get it even cheaper than that currently. If we hop on over here to AppSumo, which is basically a marketplace for software developers, somewhere I go to regularly to kind of find the latest tools and things that you can use to help with your websites, etc. They've actually got a few different, or have had a few different resume options open of late. There was Rezi, which was actually for free. It's sold out. I didn't really like it. It didn't really have the full functionality you need, particularly for a doctor CV. So that's why I didn't do a video on that. I just noticed this other one, new one called Resume, popped up when I was looking for Resumonk. So I might look into that and do a review of it at some point in time. But here we got Resumonk. And so we can see $99 lifetime deal on the website, but for US, $39 here. So you can click on and learn a little bit more. That's about $55 Australian, I worked out this morning on the currency exchange. The good thing about AppSumo is they're very transparent, so you can actually trial these things for up to 60 days. And if you don't like them, you can also get your money back, which is also super handy. So you get you get a video that kind of explains a little bit about the product, some screenshots, some details, etc. Then we've got the deal, $39, 20 premium resumes, import your LinkedIn profile. It's basically the premium plan that you saw on the website, PDF, Word version, multiple personal resumes. You won't be able to use it to do other people's resumes. It's really like a personal license. And you get a custom URL where you can send people to look at your resume so you can track that, which is the analytics data. Duplicate and do a new version, customize it to various job applications, etc., etc. All for one code. Then if you want to find more information, here's one of the code founders talking about the product, and then there's a review section. We haven't gotten it yet. I'll probably post mine up there, and you can also ask some questions and get some replies. So how many resumes can I create in total? Unlimited for yourself, family and friends, up to 10 individuals actually. So you might want to group together in your networks of training, and you might find that handy. I consider buying if I had an agency plan. I'd be interested in that, but we might contact them about that, whether I could have a license where I can give to you guys to put your CVs in, and then I can actually go in and see them and give you some advice about them. That'd be super cool. And I'm actually working on something like that. We'll hopefully talk about that in maybe a month or so's time. So that's the deal on AppSumo. So let's just give you a pricing comparison. As I said, one of the issues is with a lot of these online builders, you can't find out the pricing up front for things like Visual CV or Zeddy, unfortunately. You've got to sign up. But if we look at Nova Resume, which is one that I did do a review for a little while ago, which I think is a really good product as well, you can see $29.99 for 3 months. That's US again, versus 12 months with ResumeMonk. Now, there are a few extras with Nova Resume, but actually you probably don't need those extras. 12 months, $90. Lifetime plan was $99.99, so that's pretty good. And then we've got $39 US, $55 Australian for ResumeMonk. So let's just have a quick look at ResumeMonk then. Here we are online, and you can see that I've pulled together a kind of a mock-up, sort of typical RMO type resume here with populated some data. So, it's basically, you can change the names of some of these labels if you like. You can, you get yourself a personal profile summary or career summary section where you can have a headline and write a little bit about yourself. There's a section for experience where you can add another job in if you want. Education section, can have a skills section. Now this is blank, there's nothing in it, it won't pop up, which is nice and handy. I've added a publication section already, as well as a professional development, which is a custom option. Referee section. You'll see some of these fields are blank, but don't worry about that. If you don't fill them in, as I said, they don't pop up. And you can add more sections. There's sections for volunteering, honours, languages, certifications, recommendations, which might be a good one for references, actually. Let's just check that out. Yeah, so that would actually be better for a reference. And then the other thing I like is with some of them, if you're not happy with the various sections or you run out of them, you get maybe 1 or 2 free extra sections. But with this one, you can just have a custom section number 2, because I've already done one with the this professional development was a custom section. Another one, and you can just keep going. So if it doesn't quite fit what you want, or you need some more, you want to break things up like your research into publications, papers, etc., you can do that using the tools here. So that's all good. And then, as I said, you can add a cover letter. I don't know actually what this does. Yep. So you just have to fill in some information there as well. And then you can look at any time what your resume looks like. So you can see here up the top the various templates they have. You've got the photo ones, which I always recommend avoiding. And then you can sort of scroll through and see your various options for non-photo based. And you can see this is what it looks like already. There's no page breaks here, but once you put it into PDF preview, you'll be able to see that. You can change the font. So we might change it to a nice Dosis. Maybe that's not a little too light on. Maybe a Cantarell. You can change the color. Nice black there, it's kind of classic. And it does have the custom section, so we might just take them out. Quiet here, it's just, add in the sections as you need to. We didn't save the settings here. Cantarell, and color was, that's the highlight color there. We're going to go for black. Save design settings. Okay, and then we can try a different format. So that's the Collegium, which you might like a little bit better. You can also change the spacing around, make it larger or smaller. I don't mind the larger one there, that's a little bit better. Let's see what concise looks like. I think that's a bit too fancy. Concrete, that might use up a little bit too much of the space on the side here. I like the concrete, but it's perhaps using up a bit too much space on the side there. You got slate. Again, that's nice, but we're kind of, this indent here is a little bit too much. Let's try, I don't mind this one, although we might try it smaller. Don't like the kind of gap there. And if we use the premium ones without the photo, you can actually get them anyway. So I think we might stick with this one. I think this one looks all right. So you've got a bunch of different options there to play around with, and you can get a bit of a two-column effect with some of them, which is great. So the last thing you can do is open the PDF to preview it, and then we get a final look at what we look like. And you can fix up things like page breaking, but it actually does a pretty nice job of that, which is good. And so that's what it looks like. The other thing is you can share these, which is the whole thing about the analytics. So I think if we go to the dashboard, all we have to do is make it public. So I'm just going to make this a test resume or example resume. We might put a link in this description below so you can have a look at that as well. And we're going to make it public. And then you can see the public resume here. And you can see it gives you like just a made up link there, but we can change the URL to advanced med test. We'll see that you've got a pretty URL now, which is great. And then you can look at your analytics as well. Presumably you might get something. Yeah, 2 visits because I've looked at it. Except apparently from the United States, so maybe someone's checking it over there. I don't know. That's a bit interesting. So that's ResumeMonk. Great lifetime deal going on AppSumo at the moment for about $39 US. Use it forever and a day, which is great. If you're watching this video a bit later, they've probably got the lifetime deal there as well, so I'll put a link to that. Check it out.